Welcome to RPG Book Club, the podcast where we play a little bit of a video game and talk about how it makes us feel. I'm Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I'm Trish.
And today we'll be continuing our coverage of Digimon story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, playing until we reach the end of Chapter 11. But before we get started, how was everyone's week?
I am trying to think if I did fucking anything. I had a thought that Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 is coming out in a little over a month, I think. And that's going to be the first re-release of Metal Gear Solid 4, which had been confined to the PlayStation 3 and its awful controller for a long time. And I have not played it since the PlayStation 3 days, and I really want to replay it. But I had a thought, what if I just for fun, because I can, because they're not very long and because they're really good and always worth replaying, why don't I replay all the canon Metal Gear games?
Hell yeah.
Especially because I never actually have played Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, which is apparently amazing. I did start playing Metal Gear 1 a little bit. It's really dinky. It feels, I was telling Maddie Grace, it feels like a fan demake of Metal Gear Solid. Like, those little demos people put out where they're like, I made this game, but for the Game Boy Color. And it's like a 30-minute thing on itch. Except this is the whole game. It feels like that, sort of.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the Metal Gear non-Solid games, but I have played Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel, which is almost the same thing, and that game rules. So
yeah, I want to play that one too. If I decide to play through all the games before 4 comes out, I'm just going to do the canon ones because I gotta draw the line in order to have time. And why would I play Twin Snakes?
Why would you play Twin Snakes? Why would you play 2 of the Acid games?
I mean, I think the Acid games look cool, but they would each be like 25 hours or something, apparently. So I don't have time for that before the Master Collection Volume 2 comes out. And then Ghost Babel I can play at that point.
I have only ever played the original Metal Gear, but only on NES.
The version that everyone says is really bad.
It is very bad. Actually, I say that I have actually emulated the original version of it, and the MSX version, and it does rule.
Yes, it does.
If you want some anecdotes about the creation of Metal Gear, you should check out the upcoming episode of the JRPG canon about Snatcher, because the creation of Metal Gear is the creation of Snatcher.
I thought you were going to say go back and listen to the shortcast on Metal Gear Solid, which ended up being fairly long because that game is so dense.
Yeah.
We were like, we'll do this in 2 episodes, and it was 3 long episodes.
Yeah. What about you, Trish? How was your week?
I'll be honest, things have been pretty rough. First of all, as many people are no doubt aware, currently as of recording, there's a giant wildfire happening in Canada. Luckily nowhere that close to my partner who lives up there, but the air quality has been bad. And even before that, I was starting to feel kind of sick, so I haven't been feeling great. I don't know exactly how or why, but I've just been having a weird myriad of symptoms. Things have been really rough for several of my partners in different ways. That has me I'm doing my best, but it's a really rough time right now.
Yeah.
But all of that is bad. But on the other hand, running D&D for a single player at work rules.
Hell yeah.
I'm able to give them a lot of attention and effort. It's making me kind of want to get back into, maybe my burnout is cured. I don't know. I just finished a really great book today.
Nice.
It made me tear up. I'll probably talk about it on a victory lap at some point, but for now, just Fox and the Devil, new gothic horror, supernatural romance, murder mystery sort of book. Fucking rules. Huge recommend.
Hell yeah.
And then my Adventure Superman Season 3 has been extremely good.
Hell yeah.
So those are nice. Don't really compare to honestly a lot of the bad stuff, but I'm doing my fucking best right now. Hey, what are you doing though, Sam?
So you know how bad the air is in Massachusetts? Imagine if your state bordered the province that's on fire.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, it's like a foggy day, but the fog is all orange because it bends the sun weird because it's smoke and not fog, and it's gross and bad. And Summer's doctor called her yesterday morning and said, "Oh, I don't think I ever mentioned on here, but Summer and Andy are pregnant." So there you go, world. Now you know my ex-wife is having a baby. But because she's pregnant, her doctor called her and was like, "Don't fucking go outside. We have no idea what this will do to your baby." So it's rough out there. And ironically, the day before, the kids bought a big old thing of water balloons and a water balloon filler upper, and now they can't go outside this entire weekend, so they'll have to wait like all the way until next week to do water balloons, which is
Just play
funny.
water balloons inside.
They set up toys in the bathtub and pelted the toys with water balloons to do a little bit today, but now I
That
just
doesn't sound very fun.
it
That it
they
sounds very much like the low fat version of throwing
yeah.
water balloons.
Yeah, but I used this not to skip ahead to the next thing I was going to talk about, but I used this while talking to my doctor about my ADHD medication. But I said that if a person has only ever had dry brand their entire life, if you give them a McDonald's burger, they're going to say this is the best food that in the entire world because they don't know that Wagyu beef shooters exists, right? They don't know what the best of the best is, but right now it's the best. They haven't played with water balloons outside yet. They don't know what they're missing, so they had a blast playing with them in the bathtub, and they're just going to lose their minds when they get to play it outside next week.
Nice.
But yeah, so I was talking with my good friend Bernard the other day, and I was talking about my work-life balance strategies, and his response was, "Jesus, have you ever tried ADHD medication?" Which made me think maybe that my current cocktail isn't doing as much good as I thought it was. Maybe this is just a McDonald's hamburger. So I called my doctor, and I have a appointment next week to talk over it and see what changes are going to happen, which is exciting because as Bernard can attest, I'm struggling over here.
Yes. I hope that you're able to find a medication situation that works really well for you. I have heard anecdotally from some people that like with ADHD stimulant medications, sometimes the generic actually does not work as well as the brand name. So I don't know, might be something to consider if you find one not working, if you could see if your insurance or whatever will pay for the brand name, which it probably won't because,
Yeah.
you know how that goes.
Yeah, that's true. It does go like that.
It does go like that.
Other than that, I went back to work yesterday after my weekend change vacation, and it was awesome. And then I met with my boss earlier today, and she was like, "The next 6 weeks are going to be really hard for you. So just let me know if you need anything." And I'm like, "Oh, well, great. Glad to be back. I guess nose right back to the grindstone, and I'll take another
Nice.
vacation in 6 to 8 weeks."
Oh, another thing I did this week is updated Possum Boy with a new song, a new original track. And by I did that, I mean I told Sam to do that, and
Mhm.
then he did it, so I did it.
Yep.
Yay! That's how it
That's how
works.
delegation works.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the new music track. It's good.
Mhm.
We're close to the goal is to at some point have a completely original soundtrack. It's very close to there.
Mhm.
And I
Just
love the original music in this game. It's so good.
me too.
Another game that has good original music is Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory.
That's true. It's one of the best things about this game. So we should listen to some of that and then talk about the rest of the game. Not the rest of the game, the other parts of the game. A fuzzy memory. Under Zero is opening. A Nightmon emerges and blasts Ryuji back with a swing of his sword. As the octahedron in the center of Under Zero opens, Nightmon slams his sword into the ground, and Ryuji looks drunk for some reason. Another day, another chapter, another contextless flashback that's probably just proof that Ryuji sucks ass. Back in the present, Ryuji is snapped out of his memory by a man in a black suit who tells him to follow him to Kamishiro, where we see the entirety of the cutscene of Rie's hostile takeover, and I'm not going to repeat it again. Afterwards, Rie thanks Ryuji for telling her all of Zaxxon's plans, allowing her to use the evidence of Kamishiro wrongdoing as a reason to fire the top brass, as well as anyone who doesn't swear fealty to her. Ryuji asks Rie if she's the one who's been bankrolling the demons, causing them to grow in power and be a distraction for Zaxxon so that she could strike while they were distracted. And if so, how many hackers is she working with? She says, "Silly Ryuji, working with someone and directly controlling someone are completely different things." She tells him that his next mission is to take part in Zaxxon's raid on Under Zero, and Ryuji gets his stressed out sweat drop face at the mention of Under Zero. While on this mission, Rie says she wants him to fuck things up for Zaxxon so that they don't actually find anything in the logs there. But we're from the future, and we know that she's lying, and she just wants to kill Ryuji with the Eaters so she can get away with it and and he won't have any dirt on her. He agrees, and Rie promises that Erika's bills will all be paid if he's successful. As he leaves, Rie calls him a dumb shit who's easily manipulated, and honestly, no notes. That's right.
When she's right, she's right.
Outside, Chitose is waiting for Yuji because he hacked his Digivice to follow him, and Chitose lays into him for working for Kamishiro and being a black hat hacker and being a narc and all of that other shit that Ryuji is like. But Ryuji says, "But Erika's medical bills are so expensive, and I can only do it at Kamishiro, so I have to do it with them." Chitose apologizes for not noticing how much Ryuji has been suffering, but from here on, don't worry. The Hudie will all work together, and they'll help Ryuji so he doesn't have to work for Kamishiro anymore. But Ryuji sucks, so he doesn't listen to reason, and he says that in order to save Erika, he'll do whatever it takes, no matter how evil it is, and no matter how annoying of a character he has to do it for.
I don't like this guy.
I don't like him either.
It truly gets to a point when Arata shows up later. I was like, honestly, not that bad anymore.
Right? I was thinking about that this week. I was like, we didn't like Arata because he was annoying and a bad friend. We don't like Ryuji because he's the villain of this game.
I mean, Arata does eventually start serial killing people, sort of.
It's true. But we didn't like him
but then
from
we
the
punch
jump.
him.
And at the jump, Arata was just annoying. So while all of this is going on, Totino's is being excited that he gets to basically be a cop and he gets to go and chase several Mr. Navits, and none of those quests are important at all except for propaganda, which we'll get into later.
So, like, the cops call a hacker to help them with there's someone loitering. Even if we accept they're in the Mr. Navitt costume, even if we accept that someone loitering in a mascot costume is a job for the cops, why can't two cops handle it by themselves? And if they do need outside help, why is a hacker the right person for this job that has nothing to do with computers?
No
I hate it.
idea.
I hate it except for the part where this gets actually weirdly creepy.
Yeah. Weirdly, this recurring Mr. Navitt side quest is the ghosts are actually real, and that's just background lore for this universe from the first game, and that's neat. But while doing his side quest, Totino's gets a message from Faye that says that there's an emergency meeting of Zaxxon and its allies at the Zaxxon Forum, and for him to get Hudie and hurry over. And this, of course, is Yugo's big announcement of the Under Zero assault plan, which, again, isn't changed. I'm not going over it. Afterwards, Chitose asks Faye what the hell she's thinking. What the fuck are they up to? Trying to break into Under Zero? Even the Judes at the height of their power couldn't do it, and shit went really wrong for them. But she says that Chitose just sucks because now they have Digimon, so they'll get through security no problem. Chitose asks her if getting into Under Zero is actually her and Yugo's plan, and she plays like she doesn't know what he means, which ticks him off, and he storms out. Having played the other game, I don't understand this thing, and I don't know if it'll come up or not. I don't think Faye knew about, like, it wouldn't make sense for Faye to know what was going to happen at Under Zero, and I don't think they were trying to do anything besides go to Under Zero. So who knows? Faye tells Totinos to think hard on Yugo's speech because now all of Kowloon is with him, and then she leaves too. And Totinos is like, okay, I guess. Back to Houdier. After he logs out, he gets a call from Yu, who sees Totino's worried face and says to join him at K Cafe so they can talk about it. Yu's answer to all of the shit going on right now is, of course, for Totino's to stop hacking and just leave all these people alone because they're just using him. Yu says that there's something that he wants to ask Totino's, but before he can, Totino's gets a text message from Kay. Weird that it wasn't a phone call like normal. Surely that's not a clue to the mystery that Totino's doesn't catch. The message contains Akira Hosaka's personal Dropbox URL and says that more will be revealed soon. Yu says that he'll go with Totino's because while he's no professional, he's still a pretty good computer cowboy himself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
I was just saying, he says he's a computer cowboy.
He absolutely does. Meanwhile, Ryuji mopes some more, and Arata comes by to see him. He tells Ryuji that he's getting the gang back together to go to Under Zero because Nokia and Totina are dumb, and they'll probably get hurt if he doesn't show up with backup. Ryuji displays his one and only good trait, and he yells at Arata. Why should Ryuji come back to Jude when Arata wouldn't come back when Ryuji asked him? Arata is like, so you won't forgive me, huh? And walks out. Chitose leans against a cubicle with a concerned face. Totino's and Yu arrive at Hosaka's server, which is like a Lost Vikings / couples mask from Majora's Mask dungeon, except we don't get to play both sides. Yu's side is all in cutscene. The Dropbox is chock full of accounts, but a cursory glance shows that Totino's is not among them, but there's deeper in the server that they can go look, so they head off into the dungeon to check it out. Yu says that he's happy to be going on an adventure with Totino's, just like old times. Back when they were kids, they would pretend and play around together being heroes, and Totino's was one of the only kids who didn't pick on Yu, and that's one of the reasons that they became such good friends. As they continue through the dungeon, Yu opens paths for Totino's and vice versa until Yu's side runs out. He can't continue onward. Totino says that he'll head on alone, and Yu is like, no, you should actually give up on getting your account back. This is obviously a trap. But Totino's loves springing obvious traps, so he heads forward and runs into Akira Hosaka. And this time, Hosaka actually is the person who stole Totino's account. He stole it to enter Totino's into his personal museum of humanity, only that happened a long time ago, and the account has already been sold off because Totino's was too boring of a person. Totino's asks him who bought it, but Hosaka says that instead of answering, he'll beat Totino's in a fight and add him to his collection again. After the fight, Hosaka's avatar starts to glitch out and isn't responding, and Yu runs in and deletes his account. He's all excited that he actually deleted an account for the first time, but Totino's is annoyed because now the trail is cold because he can't ask Hosaka who he sold it to. Yu apologizes profusely and then tells Totino's what he wanted to say back at the K Cafe. Totino's is Yu's hero. Totino's has inspired Yu to pick up hacking and wants to become the vanguard, the best of the best hacker that everyone has to listen to and obey. And if they work together, they could be unstoppable. Totino's says, look, I'm already with Houdier and I'm kind of with Zaxxon and a little bit the demons. And I also work with the cops. And also, like, I'm not officially part of the rebels yet, but like I've hung out with Nokia before. I have a lot of loose connections and I can't add another one. Do you want to just come join Houdier with us? But Yu says no. It sucks that Totino's doesn't want to be on his team even after he got the courage to ask him, but all's well as long as they're friends. As they leave, the mysterious voice from like 12 chapters ago asks Yu why he's saying that it's all okay when really he's hurt that Totino said no. But it's okay because the voice will soon make all of Yu's dreams come true. Meanwhile, Chitose is in Galacta Park, hiding away from the rest of Houdier while he sorts out his feelings. And Kailamon snuggles with him to comfort him, and he finally is like, maybe Digimon are people after all.
Looking at it in Kailamon, I don't think it snuggling up against me would be very comforting.
No.
it looks like it would hurt.
Yeah, he's a very spiky boy.
Yes.
Chitose says that Galacta Park is where he and Erica first decided to form Houdier, and something else about the Judes, and it's just a place full of memories for him, and that's why he's there. But while he's looking around, some hackers come from the shadows and apparently attack him, and we smash cut to black. Back at Houdier, Erica complains that Totino's went off alone again, and if he would have waited a little bit longer, she was already building a plan on how to take down Hosaka all as a team, and if they would have followed her plan, maybe the trail wouldn't have gone cold. Wormmon suggests that they join Zaxxon in assaulting Under Zero, because Under Zero is like the logging server for Eden, and it would have some evidence for them to be able to go off to find his account, like IP addresses or whatever they pretend the internet is like in this universe. But Ryuji tells them to stay away from Under Zero no matter what. Wormmon asks him what his problem is, and buddy, I'm wondering the same exact thing. Later, Mireille asks Totinos to go shopping so that he can open up all of the pre-collapse locations in the game that we didn't get to go to because our plot isn't about the digital shifts. And this takes way longer than it should, and the only payoff is the reveal that Mireille is the one that's giving Kyoko ideas for coffee, which means that they're gay lovers probably. After that, Totinos gets a message from Chitose that says, "Kidnapped by hackers. Please come alone to Kowloon. Don't tell Erika or Ryuji." And not telling Erika or Ryuji things is what Totinos is best at, so he runs off to find Chitose. When he arrives, Chitose says, "Watch out behind you," and then an evil laugh rings out. Actually, that laugh wasn't quite good enough. Can we try it one more time? No, a higher pitched one? Aha, now that's an evil laugh. Okay, starting over. "How foolish it was for you to come here alone. Still, I admire your courage and spirit. The ones who took your friend are known as the hacker kidnapping group, the Dark Rebels. And the queen of this dark faction, her heart born from beauty, destruction, and, darkness, is none other than Hell Akino at your service." The scene is amazing because Nokia keeps
so good.
she keeps trying to give her villain monologue, but gets distracted by all of her food analogies. And then she's like, hold on. Let me take it from the top. And every time she says, take it from the top, it's a "but thou must." You can choose to stop her or let her go. And if you let her go, she just keeps repeating it forever. It's the best "but thou must" in history. It's so good.
It's pretty great.
The rest of the scene is hilarious, and it turns out that those hackers just asked Chitose to join the rebels, and he used the opportunity to punk on Totinos.
Which, not an appropriate prank.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. "I've been kidnapped" is not a thing you should do with your friends. So after the prank, Chitose tells Totinos everything that Ryuji was up to and how all of their quote Zaxxon jobs that Ryuji brought forward instead of them being on the bulletin board were all actually from Kamishiro. Chitose says that he doesn't want to quit Hudie, but he wants to join the rebels for a bit so that he can go to Under Zero and stop Ryuji from whatever it is he's planning. Also, the rebels suck and they need a real hacker or they won't get very far. Chitose says not to tell Erika and Ryuji, not yet, but he'll be back to talk about it before we know it. Totinos is allergic to doing reasonable things that reasonable people ask him to do, so he immediately tells Ryuji that Chitose is leaving Hudie and that he says that Ryuji should give up on Kamishiro, but Ryuji says, "Nuh-uh." Erika walks up, having heard the whole thing, and tells him to stop. She would rather die than let Ryuji be a corporate lapdog. But Ryuji says, "I want to be a corporate lapdog and a cop. I'm not listening to you." And he runs off. Erika then collapses because Ryuji's an idiot, and Ryuji runs back in to help take her to the hospital. When they're there, Ryuji tells Totinos to take care of Erika and that they'll talk about everything after he's back from Under Zero because he's still not changing his mind, even after Erika begged him to. So he leaves, learning nothing. When Erika wakes up, Totinos tells her what happened, and she asks him to go to Under Zero to stop Ryuji. Hudie only exists for Ryuji. After Jude broke up and their parents died and Erika got sick, Ryuji was working himself to the bone, so Erika formed Hudie to give Ryuji some of his old self back. So if Totinos doesn't stop Ryuji, there won't be a Hudie, and she begs Totinos to not let it die. Totinos heads to Under Zero and catches up with Chitose and Nokia. Back at the hospital, Erika curses being weak because she's needed in Eden, and Wormmon says that he'll take care of it and he'll dig into Rie Kishibe for her. Back at Under Zero, Totinos, Chitose, and Nokia do some dungeons and some Dominion battles until they arrive at the heart of the server where they encounter Ryuji. Chitose tries to get through to Ryuji. Back in the day when they tried to get to Under Zero, security was super tight, and this time it's like too easy. There's a bunch of NPC hackers just walking around in here. Something is up. But Ryuji is a little bitch, and he says since Chitose is on a different team, he doesn't have to listen to him. And if he's going to stop him from working with Kishibe, then they're going to have to fight. You can choose to support Chitose or Ryuji right here, but if you support Ryuji, you're stupid.
Yep, truly, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, the only way I can imagine you would pick Ryuji is if you're doing a low percent run because Ankailamon is a champion and Cyberdramon is the mega. That's the only reason. After the fight, Ryuji whines about us making him unable to save Erika, but Erika thankfully calls in to shut him up. She has a call log between Kishibe and Suedo talking about how they lowered the security to lure them in with a false sense of accomplishment so that they can take out all the hackers. And Erika says that this was definitely a trap and that they need to get out digital wave increasing, and then her call drops. Totinos and Chitose are normal human beings and not assholes, so when they hear that this is a trap, they run deeper into Under Zero to warn Yugo, Faye, Nokia, and Arata. When we arrive, we see Omnimon's kick-ass Digivolution sequence FMV from another camera angle, and we watch him kick Faye's ass. And just like in the other game, this is a trap by Kishibe, of course, and she summons the Eaters to eat all of the hackers who are here. And despite Chitose saying it 4 times now, and Erica saying it 2 times now, and Totino's bringing it up multiple times, Ryuji is like, wait, I was being set up this whole time? And I hate him. I hate him so fucking much. But Chitose is a better man than I am because at that moment, an Eater comes to Eater Ryuji, and Chitose pushes him out of the way and gets Eatered himself. Ryuji then it continues to be a little bitch, and he whines about how this is all about him and how everything is happening to him, and he doesn't even attempt to fight the Eaters. So a huge group of Eaters shows up, and Totinos has to fight him by himself. No help from Cybergermon. Ryuji's just going to sit there with his drunk-looking face and mope. After we defeat the Eaters, the surviving hackers are all like, what the fuck was all of that? Where'd everybody go? And Totinos tells Ryuji to come with them so they can find Chitose and figure out what's going on. But when they leave, the octahedron in the center of Under Zero glows an ominous red.
Is that good?
Probably. I think that means it's rebooting, I think. At the hospital, they learn about Eden syndrome and that Chitose is stuck in a coma. And Ryuji again says this always happens to him, Ryuji. Everything that's happened bad is happening to Ryuji. And it's important to remark this, nothing has happened to Ryuji directly. He has been paid off by a lot of rich people, and that's all that's happened to him. Poor Ryuji. He's the victim here. Erica gets discharged from the hospital, much to Totinos' surprise, and it's only because Wormmon hacked the system and faked her test results to say that she's ready already, because she doesn't want to wait around while shit is going on, and also, once Kamishiro turns on Ryuji, it's not like she'll keep getting this treatment anyways, and so she wants to go and get revenge on Rie. To do so, we first need to head to the Avalon server and go deeper than we did before to find Rie's hidden room and to find some dirt on her. So we do that. And just like last time we were in this room, Rie finds us and stops us right as we find what we're looking for. Erica tells Wormmon to execute Secret Plan Epsilon 117 Alpha, and he runs off while Rie monologues. Erica says that she's here to kick Rie's ass, and Rie takes her Crusadermon form, revealing that she is in fact a Digimon, because it doesn't matter if they know it, because she's going to kick their asses, give them Eden syndrome, and they won't be able to talk. So we kick Rie's ass, and the cutscene says that she beats us and we're barely surviving, but before
Even though we absolutely annihilate her in
absolutely. And like it's not like one that you can win or lose. You have to get her down to 1 HP, and then the cutscene says you lost that battle. But before she can gloat or fight us anymore, she gets a call from someone at Kamishiro that the cops are rushing the compound. Wormmon had escaped and called in the data that they found, and now Matayoshi is coming to arrest her. As Rie runs off, Erica says that we need to go and stop her, not just in Eden, but in real life too. So we need to go to the Tokyo Metropolitan Office where her body is and kick her ass there too. So we rush there and ask the front desk if we can skip doing a dungeon and just go to the roof. And he's like, of course, why would this building be a dungeon? So we get to the roof to arrest Kishibe, and I mean, it goes pretty poorly. Kishibe taunts Erica and says that Erica's not even real because her mind is on a server somewhere, and that if Kamishiro goes down, Erica will die. And Erica says, I can prove that I'm real. Want to know how? And just beats the shit out of Kishibe. This duology is 2 for 2 on good fistfights.
It's really something when you see the tiny, sickly child judo throw Kishibe.
It's so
this
good.
part.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird, but I was like at first like okay, the girls are having a slap fight. That's pretty sexist, and then they start doing wrestling moves, and I was like, never mind, I'm in.
After the scuffle, Rie is like, fine. I guess this is where I leave Rie Kishibe behind, and jumps off the fucking roof. Erica is like, does this count as revenge? I don't know if it does. It doesn't feel like revenge. And then she has a rare moment of vulnerability as she cries about how like a shitty hand she's all been dealt, and Totinos holds her. Then Totinos does a bunch of side quests that don't matter, except for after one of them, you can now take Lilymon on dates, and that rules. After a few cases, Kei calls Totino's and congratulates him on taking out Akira Hosaka, and in payment for Kei's help, Totino should come to the Demon's Den to talk with Kei. Totino's wholeheartedly agrees, doesn't tell anybody, and runs off, and Erica, who is dropping eaves, calls him an idiot for doing this again. At the Demon's Den, Kei is there with the stragglers that are left of the demons. He says that him and these stragglers are going to form the new demons and take over Eden while it's in disarray, but that's not why he called Totino's here. He called him here to continue their last conversation. Who is Totino's DiGiorno? How can he be real if his eyes aren't real? Kei has been trying to figure out why Totino's is after the Totino's DiGiorno account, he says, as he removes his mask, because I am Totino's DiGiorno. And he has Totino's face under the mask. What the heck?
With the Seo mod, this is fucking hilarious.
It's so good.
Because it is just the Totino's body and then Seo's face under it.
Yeah. Which, if that's true, Totino's Seo, did you not realize that like you were shorter if that's your real body and you're over here barely in frame most of the game? It's great. I love it. Best mod. It does so many good things. Kei says that all of Totino's memories of the real world have been hacked after logging into Eden, and that all of those memories are false. Totino starts to question if that's even possible, and Kei locks him into a cage to prevent him from logging out or contacting anyone. You can't have two Totinos running around after all. Somewhere, Totino Freshetta has a nosebleed. If he keeps Totino's here forever, they'll just think that he has Eden syndrome, so this is a perfect crime. He can just lock Totino's here forever, and he'll just be in a coma in the real world. Totino's is spiraling, but luckily Wormon is there to help. He had hidden under Totino's coat and come with them this whole time. But whoops, that just means now they're both trapped in a cage. But because Wormon and Erica share the memory server, Erica can call in and show Totina's memories from the Eden server of all of the times that they've interacted in the real world to help him prove that he's not just a simulation. If he can't trust his own memories right now, at least he can trust hers. She hacks the cage and disables it, and Totino's fights his way out of the Demon's Den because none of the other demons know who Kei is besides just this guy named Kei. Erica suggests that Kei is probably the person who stole Totino's account and was sending Totino's on those wild goose chases to take the heat off of him, and his end goal is probably to take Totino's entire mental data and become him completely. Back in the real world, Totino's hears from Murata about the Paradise Lost plan and asks Totino's and Erica to help him take out the power company to stop it. And they do that by doing a really cool looking dungeon and talking to Suedo. While they're there, they get caught up in all the exposition that Suedo gives them, which is all just stuff from the first game about how he's working with Kishibe, but not working for Kishibe, and how he's trying to control the Eaters, which is much like last game, just a distraction to prevent us from stopping Paradise Lost before the dimensional door opens, which it does.
I will say his vibes honestly do feel very different this time around, at least for me, because of the perspective shift. Because from the perspective of Totino's and Erica, this guy isn't a reoccurring, obviously evil douchebag. He's just this dude who shows up sometimes and that Erica gets along with really well. And so, and their weird vibes they have together is kind of fun. And the fact that he is just like, oh yeah, I'll help you now. And it's just like, well, I thought you were working with her. It's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And this will make you happy. So why would I not do it? Which actually fits his stated motivations.
Mm-hmm. So they help turn off the power, which closes the dimensional door, but they are too late. Tokyo is now going digital. Completely digital.
My fucking god.
We'll find out what this means for Houdier next week, but for now, Ninmons.
I'm just proud of myself for getting through to the dimensional collapse. I was just holding out
wasn't
to
expecting
get
it.
there.
I wasn't expecting you to actually do it.
Oh, I thought you meant you weren't expecting the dimensional collapse, and I was like, but we know what happens
No,
in the
You know what
no,
final.
happens in this game.
You weren't expecting me to stick it out.
So
Okay, that makes sense.
I thought you were just gonna watch a thing of it, or just listen to the recap without and learn what happens as we find out, or something. I don't know.
I love Hell Akino.
Oh my god, she's
It's
so
the
good.
best. It's the fucking best. I
Um,
love her.
My favorite thing about the But Thou Must is there are 2 versions of it, and it pulls a random one each time you do it. So sometimes she'll complain about nuts on her sundae, and sometimes she'll complain about chocolate syrup on her sundae, and it's
Mm-hmm.
different whichever one you get, and it just keeps giving you a random one as many times as you go through it. I did go through it 5 times.
oh my god. At one point, you get a message from Arata who says, "For the pride of all us hackers, I'm gonna take a bite out of that woman's butt."
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
That's his words.
This one is technically from last week. It was it was the side quest where there was a dude like crashed out in the cafe at Houtier, and as the camera pans over to him, there is a like 4 poly and 3 pixel chip bag, and it is the most Vita thing of this entire game, and it was so good. And I understand why that model didn't get upresed for the HD release, because who gives a shit, but it also is very funny.
I mean, there's lots of like textures that don't look good. Like the regular Zaxxon hackers, they have a Zaxxon logo on their hoodies, and it looks real rough.
Yeah.
And there's just lots of textures like that. So there's a quest where you get to choose whether or not to shut down the Digimarket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
And
fucking god, yes, let's please talk about this.
and like it's weird because I know a whole thing is that people don't understand that Digimon are people too. And honestly, it feels kind of weird talking about this in this time where we have quote AI unquote that some people are believing are real and are legitimately developing psychoses around, and it's so it feels weird to say no, these Digimon are real people. But in the context of the world, in the fictional world, Digimon are real people.
Yeah, it
But
helps that in all but like one I can that I've seen seasons of the show, like in different like generally Digimon aren't AI that are intelligent. Most often they are literally creatures from another dimension that just happen to be digital. Like the fact that they're digital instead of physical is just a pure coincidence.
Yes.
Which is so weird. I love it.
Yeah, especially when you play some of the like more mystical Digimon games like Digimon Survive, where that's true, but they're also just like in a creepy cabin in the woods, and it just treated like a ghost story, but these ghosts are digital, and that's cool. It just there's no like technology involved at all in Digimon Survive. It's just mystical, but it's still Digimon, and it rules.
But
Yes. But so the and to be clear, I don't mind that there is a quest that has like a bad evil option. You know, I've played games that have those. That's fine. I'm not against that existing. My problem is that the characters try to treat it like this is a moral equivalency.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, sure, on the one hand, Digimon, you feel bad for them, and you think that them being treated like slaves sounds pretty bad. But on the other hand, without the Digimarket, how would Kowloon function? People got to be able to buy Digimon. It's good for the economy. And it's like, are you fucking serious right now?
Especially because in our first Digimarket one, Shigo or whatever his name was like, yeah, we have this black market for people who are too lazy to go out and catch their own Digimon. So it's not needed. People could like Digimon capture is still a thing. You could still go out and capture Digimon. This is specifically just so people can have slaves. It's bad. It's a bad idea.
I think what is the worst is Erica being like, well, it's your choice. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah, I took a screenshot of one text box where she says, both opinions were equally valid and both sides fought for what they believe in. And I was like,
no, not even.
Okay, Erica. Okay, no, that's
Yeah, no,
not.
that part sucked.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of things that suck, can I
yeah,
talk about the propaganda in this game? Because I have many, many
please.
words
I've
about it.
ranted so much about it previously. I'm happy to let my voice rest a little. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the flavor of propaganda in this game is super wild. Like me and CW both, you can go back and listen. We both said on the podcast, don't worry, it's not there in the second game because none of it is important to the plot. There is like nothing that you are doing in your main plot has anything to do with Date and Matayoshi. They're just there all the time. Like in the first game, you're a detective who routinely helps the police solve a mystery. You are very cop involved there. This game, it's just the Ryuji side quests and none of the main plots, like the plots about Kay and Erica and all of that stuff. None of that has anything to do with the cops. It's just the side quests. So that's why I didn't even think about it being in the game.
But
But
the thing
it's
is, the way this game is structured, so many side quests are actually required quests. They don't
mhm,
have anything to do with the main plot, but you do have to do them.
yeah.
And at this point, I'm just doing the ones that I have to do, and I'm still seeing a lot of Matayoshi and Date.
Absolutely. And the thing that struck me as super weird about it is in the first game, if you do the suspension of disbelief that makes it still okay to watch superhero shows and just say in this fictional world, one of the fantasies is that the cops are a net good and calling the cops on someone is the right thing to do. And so now you can watch a Columbo where it ends in an arrest and you can just be like, and then that person was given a fair trial and Columbo was written up for all of his shaky circumstantial evidence and the police themselves are just a force to investigate actual crimes and not like meter maids and first responders who are outfitted for war. And so the first game's story itself doesn't feel so bad. It's just like there was a bad guy and then Columbo got him and that's the story. And so it makes the propaganda of the first game feel forgivable because back in 20 I don't remember, is this 2012 2018 2015 20 something.
Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
uh Back in the day people weren't
21st
as
century at some point.
yeah. People weren't as plugged in, and so writing a story where the cops are good guys could accidentally happen. Like, I don't think you would be consciously writing propaganda for a story like the first game. But this fucking game, the propaganda is not like that at all. It is way more of the like people deserve to be punished, and the cops aren't powerful enough, and you need to help the cops be better at being cops so that they can fuck up people's life. And it is like stuff that would feel like propaganda if Matayoshi and Date were just like shopkeepers that you were helping do this shit. So, ironically, the game where you work the closest with the cops ends up feeling less like propaganda than the one where they are completely just side characters. It's weird and sad, but in retrospect, I'm actually really glad that I was wrong about it not being here because not that I'm glad that there's propaganda in this game, but because it has a less direct kind of propaganda and it's now put on Front Street so you can recognize what copless propaganda looks like in Age of Ultron and the Civil War in the MCU, for example. And yeah, it's weird. And again, just completely slips through my brain. Like I thinking back to the one I'm currently playing, besides the aquarium, which is where we all turned on Ryuji, I can't
Yeah,
think of the plot of another one of the cop
I
ones
can't either.
because they're
Except for the Nabbit ones.
except for the
What
Navit
are
and
they
the
doing?
aquarium, and that's
Well,
and,
and then there's I mean the school test cheating thing doesn't involve the
Yes,
cops, but
mhm,
it's cop. That's
Ryuji
what the
sure
thing is. I was
is
gonna
judge,
say.
jury, and executioner in that one.
I
mhm,
was gonna say, I think that's the most damning one. Like the
mhm,
aquarium is a close second, but that's the most damning one of like it isn't just the ways this game just kind of assumes that cops are good. It isn't just that. It is a deep-seated like agreeing with this like, well, these kids did some bad things, so they should be tortured
yeah.
because that is how people that's what you do to people who've done bad things. They get tortured and then everything's fine and they learned a lesson.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
This duology is weird and bad, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting there.
it's weird and bad, and it kind of rules
Yeah,
in the
I would
way that
agree. I would agree.
in the way that the number one game on my to be played list is still Stella Deus for the PS2 because I'm a cousin gamer, and that's but I've accepted that about myself. So because this game is bad, I think it rules actually. But
Well,
I
no. Here's the thing: is I think this is here. This game contains multitudes. This game is very bad, and it is also very good. And those are two things that are both true at the same time. And I think that as much as I love shitting on this game, and we've brought up lots of ways to shit on this game,
mhm,
um, I still have a lot of fun. I still really like. I like Erica a lot as a character. I love
mhm,
Wormmon. I even as the whole bullshit with fucking Ryuji and Chitose went the way it
mhm,
did, I love them. There's a bit where the mod I'm using made things even cuter and shippier between in my case Totina
mhm.
and Erica, where there's a point where you have dialogue options for like after she's done something for you, and there's like a thank you for doing that, Erica. You did not have to, and I really appreciate that you did. Like a very much like a I am trying to curry favor with you sort of answer. And if you choose it, she goes, "Good girl." And I was
Yeah,
just like, "Oh damn, oh fuck."
yeah.
Neurons activated. The little
I
we got of
would.
Rie was also fun, but yeah,
You say this game is very bad and very good. I would say it's very bad and also
kinda
pretty
good.
okay
Yeah,
at the
I
same
think that's
time.
valid. I think it's valid. I do, unfortunately, after saying that, I now have another may not complaint, half complaint, half compliment, depending on who you're focusing on. So I finally remember my whole goal of this game is to get an all hot girl Digimon party. And last game I was really sad that at the very it wasn't until after the end because the Digivolution requirements were so difficult. I wasn't able to get Crusadermon. I have her now, and she's becoming
Nice.
a regular on my team because she has a defense penetrating physical move, which is
Oh yeah.
fucking brutal.
Nice.
And then I was doing story stuff, and so I had I had the volume up higher than I usually do, and I heard the voice lines that are associated with Crusadermon. I went, wait a fucking second.
Lord
I
Nightmon.
decided to look. Yeah, so in Japanese that's Lord Nightmon, and Lord Nightmon is a guy in Japan.
It's
And the
it's
localization, it's different depending on the game, but or the piece of media. From what
mm,
I was seeing people saying specifically in this game in Japanese, the character of Crusadermon or Lord Nightmon is a guy, and in the English they make her a girl. And as much as I would love to be like, oh, but having a guy Digimon who's kind of gender fucky and in a woman's body, that could be interesting. No, I honestly, the vibes are actually when I look at the character design and the way it's animated and the stuff with Rie with that in mind in Japan, I'm like, I'm uncomfortable now. This is getting maybe a little queer phobic.
yeah.
So I'm
I
very glad that's a girl in English, but
I would want to look at the script and see because this game is voice. Hold on. Because this game is voice acted, and the voice actor is not putting on a man voice, and it's a different voice actor than Rie. So it's not like it's Rie's voice actress trying to sound like a man. Like it's a different person, and it's still a lady voice.
mhm.
So citation needed. I'm gonna have to
Okay,
look up
citation
a.
needed. Well, please confirm this for me because I had heard voice lines from having your own Crusadermon that I was
Mhm.
like, that doesn't sound like a woman's voice. What's going on there? It sounds like specifically like a deep but effeminate. Like it makes me think of Mister Two from One Piece in a way that makes me a little worried. And I was like looking up and I was seeing things about that. But it's the internet. People can lie. I hope people were just lying. That would be nice.
Yeah, I will see
Um.
what I can find.
Sure thing, chicken wing. Yeah, so I was 100%ing as usual, like doing all the side quests and stuff. And I will say I got to chapter 11 and had very little time. Well, more time than I thought I did because we ended up recording later than we were expecting. But I thought I had less time, so I did not do any of the side quests in chapter 11. So I'm missing on that. Who knows what I've missed? I didn't even find Victory Uchiha. But speaking of Victory Uchiha, in chapter 10, he's in the attack on Under Zero.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
it's so ridiculous. I kind of love it. He's just there.
So from what I'm seeing, it looks like Crusadermon, the character in the plot, and Rie do have the same voice actor. And when I
Oh
Googled
wow.
her, this was the first picture that came up of her.
Okay, well that's cool. Also adorable. That does look
For
like
the
a
listener,
woman who
it's
would vote
the first
Rie.
image that came up of her is her holding 2 teddy bears up to her face, and it's an interesting headshot. But yeah, it looks like from what I'm saying, they're the same voice actress for Crusadermon.
Okay, so maybe
The
she is trying to
character.
do a Timmy Turner or something. But
I have no idea. I can half the time I can barely hear the voices because the audio mixing in this game is so busted.
yeah, it really is.
So I just
But
sort of don't pay attention to the voices a lot of the time.
yeah, I did just find out something cool while trying to look it up. Lord Nightmon and Rhodonightmon, like the gym Rhodonite, they sound the same in Japanese, so it's a pun because he's a Rhodonite Lord Knight, which I think is very cool. But still trying to find the script for Cyber Sleuth.
One thing about Sam is that if you mention literally anything that he can research to that as long as it doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things, he
Yep,
will look it up. He will
absolutely.
find it.
That's me.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm trying to remember. Oh, so the good thing about the Battle for Digimarket quest is that when you go to accept it, well, for one thing, it's one of those times where you talk to someone and they're like, "Oh, I have a favor to ask you. I'll put it on the board," and I'm like, "I'm already here. You could just talk to me."
Yeah.
But Erica puts this on the board, and there's always the 2 little comments on the board. The comments on this one are the usernames on them. The first one is Fanta Pops, which is pretty great. The second one is Stinky Maru.
Very good.
That's excellent usernames. I do gotta say, at one point, Date sent me a Digiline message that was just the letter P forever. So that was pretty great.
That's very good.
I have to hand it to her.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else either. But I take that back. So I am still playing with my fucked up personal rules that I decided to play with, and because I'm using a mod that lets me just buy experience points at the store, I don't think I would do it this way in like if I was playing on the Switch. I think I would do it where you get a full battle party but no bullpen Digimon, and do it that way, because I go in to fight Crusadermon and I'm currently I think I was a Lilymon at the time, so I just got one shot because it's a defense penetrating move that's double type effective on me, and I fucking died really easy. And being one defense penetrating move or critical hit away from a game over and then a long grind sounds insane, and it's only doable because I'm using this mod where it isn't a grind. It's just like 4 minutes of adjusting some things in a menu. And so if you're interested in doing this, try it in Time Stranger. Time Stranger has a lot of things that make it a lot easier, but in these games, do it with 3 at the end.
I was wondering, do you know how much overlap there is between the Time Stranger team and the Cyber Sleuth team? Because I know they were both made by Mediavision, but there was like 8 years between them. I don't know how much the teams are the same.
I know that Habu got fired after Survive, and so it has a different executive producer. But I believe last time we were talking about Mediavision, because that's who I am as a person. I checked, and it's been like the same people ever since Wild Arms 1 and Rapid Reload. So I'm pretty certain, but I would have to check for sure.
Yeah, because I do want to check out Time Stranger because it looks rad, and I could definitely see it being like either new people came in and just did it their way, or I could definitely see it being a situation of these people learned as they were going and figured this out and cracked the code on making a good Digimon RPG this time.
Yeah, especially because like the character stuff and the propaganda stuff with Ryuji, and the weird pacing of like too many times. I think 0 times did Totina turn to the camera and say, I don't know what to do, let's go ask Murray. And about 90 times has Totino's done it in this game. So it's there are some slip ups, but otherwise everything about the game itself, like how it plays, etc., is better from Cyber Sleuth. So I definitely could see it being them getting better, and then they spent 8 years to learn how to write a story. But my Firefox is freaking out, so I will check and let you know later. But for now, I will read our outro. If you like what you heard today, you can head on over to www.rpgbook.club, where any and all donations will help us offset the cost of running the show. If you decide to donate $1 or more a month, you'll become one of our gadabouts and also get access to our bonus feed filled with after shows for every episode, as well as bonus seasons of the show, such as Tales of Podcastia, The Escape Pod, and the JRPG Canon. If you up your donation to $5 or more each month, you can become one of our warriors and get your name read at the end of every episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to Dragon Slayer 19, Freddie Rodriguez, and JFro Prime. And if you really, really love us and you want to be a luminary, you can donate $20 or more a month and get a short 1-sentence shout out or advert right at the end of each episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to El Tantavi, who wants you to check out Aftermath.site, a worker-owned, reader-supported news site covering video games, the internet, and the cultures that surround them. Shoutouts to Kale Dronis, who says to check out Podcasters Assemble. It's a documentary-style, crowdsourced, movie hype and rewatch podcast. Every season, podcasters from around the world are assembled to review, reminisce, and riff on a popular franchise. And shoutouts to Vimke, who says, there's nothing she can do. And then shoutouts to It's Claire Time, who says, for you TTRPG nerds, check out Fabula Ultima. I'm not affiliated with the game, I just think it's neat. For RPG Book Club, I've been Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I'm Trish.
Toodaloo, folks.
Bye-bye.
Oh gosh, I tried to search for Media Vision, so I just went to my search bar and typed media.vision, and now I'm on a weird, scary website. I don't know what this is.
That reminds me, I had not seen this happen in the first year at my job. In the last week, 2 different people at my work have on the computer room computers that we let anyone use. 2 different people have put fucking viruses on there.
God damn it.
No.
And it's like, they're the kind of things like, if you end the session, it deep wipes the computer to how it was before. There's no, it's fine. It's just annoying.
Yeah. I especially love the fact that, like, because it's so easy to hack people, like, viruses are not nearly as big of a problem as they used to be for the average Joe.
Yeah.
Because if people are writing purpose-built viruses to ransomware Nintendo type thing, they're not just putting stuff out on the internet. So every time I find somebody who has just a regular from the internet virus, I'm mostly impressed, because I don't even know how I would do that these days.